Hi, this is Abby from Witchcraft and Criminal History. How are you doing today? Good, I hope. Alright, this video I'm going to be talking about, this is mainly to do with the criminal side. Okay, this is a deal for the classifications. Because I have noticed a lot of YouTube channels, and I'm actually quite infamous on this. I'll go around watching other people's videos in regards to serial killers. That they get their terminology wrong. I have lost count how many videos I've seen when they said, oh, this person is a serial killer. They murdered their family and hid in the next door neighbour's garage until the police came by. That isn't a serial killer. So, that is not a serial killer. And I'm here to clarify for everyone. So you guys are not going to get a bit lost or confused. And also, so you guys know, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. With serial killers, pretty much you have two definitions of serial killer. You have an unorganized serial killer and a serial killer. I mean, not a serial killer. An unorganized serial killer and an organized serial killer. These two are very, very much different to each other. They're very different. An organized serial killer, the best example I can think of for you guys is with a real case, and that's with H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes, or Henry Howard Holmes, or Herman Webster Mudgett, that was his real name, or Dr. Holmes. He was well and truly an organised serial killer. He is, like I said, he's pretty much a poster boy of being an organised serial killer. Which means he planned things. With organised serial killers, they plan things. They meticulously plan every aspect of the crime they're going to commit. Nothing's left to chance. They know what they want, and they know who to target. So they're pretty much never ever random. Everything is planned out. And with H.H. Holmes, he has been planning his crimes since very early on, like the age of 5. And he actually went off to medical school just so he can learn how to kill and how to dispose of bodies. Now that, like I said, that's the definition of an organised serial killer. He knew what he wanted and he planned it. So that's a real good example of an organised serial killer. Now let's look at the other aspect. An unorganised serial killer. I'll give you another example of an unorganised serial killer. Yes, there is some organised aspects to this crime, to this criminal. However, he's still unorganised. He's very unorganised. And that is Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper, on some theories, Jill the Ripper. There is a theory that Jack is actually a Jill. With Jack the Ripper, pretty much he was very animalistic. The only organised thing Jack the Ripper ever did was carry a butcher knife with him. That was the only organised thing he had. And these women, these prostitutes, were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they approached the wrong client. They approached the wrong client, and because he had just had the opportunity to commit the crime, he did it. He had no planning. He didn't plan the murder of his victims. He never planned to murder any of them whatsoever. Where he killed them, that's where they found them. He didn't disguise the bodies. He didn't move the bodies or try and attempt to hide the bodies. Fair enough, it's in 1888. But let's just look at one thing here. He was in the same time period as H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes was caught in 1893. But they were both killing at the exact same time in two different countries, even though there is a theory that these two serial killers are actually one and the same. But they like chalk and cheese. Yes, Holmes' crimes are very similar to Jack the Ripper's, but once again, they're two different types. They're two different types of serial killers. These women, like I said, they approached him. Jack the Ripper never, ever, ever led any of his victims to where they were found, where they were murdered. Jack never did that, Jack or Jill. But his victims did. Because if you were a prostitute, you want to do your trade in the dark. You don't want people to get disturbed. You do not want the local Bobby coming along and giving you the nick. And that was still pretty much the very similar thing back in 1888. Nothing really has changed there, even though it was pretty much kept behind, the curtain, so to speak. But he had no organisation. He was animalistic. He didn't plan it. Some say that he was a doctor. But pretty much anyone with any anatomical skill could do it. And still, like I said, this wasn't planned. He wasn't planning anything. This was a crime of chance all the time. Not one of his victims was planned. Not one of his victims were targeted. Yes, they were prostitutes, but none of them were targeted. Alright, now we go into the other aspects. The different types of killers. Okay. We got mass murderers. We got serial killers. And spree killers. Alright, so these are the three different types. Mass murderers, serial killers, and spree killers. I've lost count how many times I've seen people getting these confused. Okay, let me clarify for you. A mass murderer, and I'm going to give you an example of all of them, as I did with the other classifications. A mass murderer is someone who kills en masse. Like, for example, the Columbine murders, the Columbine shootings in Columbine over the States, with the school shooting. That's a mass murder. Port Arthur over in my country in 1996. That was also a mass murder. He was a mass murderer. He's not a serial killer and he's not a spree killer. Because all these victims were done en masse. They were massacred literally where they were. They were all done at one particular time. Okay. Now, let's go into spree killers. Alright, with spree killers, they are pretty much literally on a spree. They are moving. They're from point A to point B. I can't remember his name, but the guy who killed Versace. He was a spree killer, and I lost count how many times they said he was a serial killer. He wasn't a serial killer, he was a spree killer. He killed, then moved. He killed and moved. He always killed, moved, kill, move. His ultimate target was to kill Versace, but he killed about 4 people. In between, his first victim was his ex-partner, and then eventually he got his target, which was Versace. I can't think of his name, but that's a good one for spree killer. Like, he killed, moved, kill, moved. He only killed, like, those two with his ex-partner and his ex-partner's partner were killed out of revenge. But others were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he killed them just to pinch their truck, pretty much. So he can move, and because he didn't want to get caught, he will go and find someone else, kill them, take the car, and move on. That is a spree killer. Okay. Serial killers. Okay. What is a serial killer? The FBI defines a serial killer as having a minimum of 5 murders. However, there are some serial killers what goes just under it. But that's what the FBI says. The FBI says it's a minimum of 3 kills. But what defines a serial killer is that there is a break. There has to be a break. With spree killers, there is no break. They kill, move on. Kill, move on. Mass murderers kill at once. Like family murders, they're usually mass murderers. They kill en masse. With serial killers, they don't. Serial killers, they will kill one person. Have a cool down period. Like for example, let's use just trying to think of one for you. The Milwaukee Cannibal. I can't think of his real name. I can see his face, I just can't remember his name at the moment. If it pops into my head, I will mention it. But his name is the Milwaukee Cannibal. Jeffrey Dahmer. That's it, Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer. He killed his first victim when he was about 17. He disposed of the body, discarded the ashes in his backyard. He didn't kill for quite some period of time afterwards, even though he nearly got nicked by the police. He didn't kill. It was years before he killed again. And then he killed again. Then there was a break. He killed again. Then there was a break. And as they would get going on, the murders got closer and closer together. That is what a serial killer is. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed this video and you learned something new. Have a great day.